Becca shared her story on one of my posts. She has lost a lot of weight and is now training to become a personal trainer. And she's asking me, based on my own experience, having lost just over 18 stone, what's good for her to know as a personal trainer if she's working with those that have obesity. Now, I say this as somebody who doesn't like exercise but does do intentional movement and has come to enjoy it. So I think the first thing for me is actually reframing it. So no longer thinking about just about cardio, but really trying to understand and align the program with whatever goals the individual has. Now, some people could actually be into cardio, they want to do it, wonderful, they should have those goals and that should be part of their plan. However, others like me, the idea of jumping up and down, running, doing anything like that is really not appealing and actually would still be pretty painful in terms of where my body is. So I think a big thing is actually really understanding the goals of the individual and making sure that the program that you're putting together is going to help them achieve that. And then the second thing within that is actually explaining how what you're doing is going to help them with their goals. So for me, being able to live everyday life was one of the key things. So when I was doing walks, it was not just doing a walk because it was good for me and it was intentional movement. It was really helping me see that it was going to improve my stamina, improve my muscle strength, and really help me do everyday life. And of course, walking is kind of key to most activities in life. So being able to build up and see myself improve was really motivational. Another aspect is to make sure that you start in terms of where the person is. So don't push them too hard in the first week or the first couple of weeks. Actually, really just get a baseline assessment of where they are and try and understand how they can improve. I know a key thing for me was actually seeing my own improvements. So seeing whatever measures you can have to be put in place and then actually share those improvements with the client is incredibly motivating. And then the final thing I would say is like I never ever wanted anybody screaming at me or tell me I could do more or do one more push up or one more rep or like one more minute or whatever it was. Absolutely did not want that. I was going to motivate myself. I just needed guidance in order to understand what was going to be the best program for me. So actually the motivation for me came from the improvement that I saw, not from somebody screaming at me. And I appreciate that might not be an accurate understanding of what happens with PTs in gym, and I'm just going off kind of media perceptions, but maybe also that's important to flag because if you're not used to going to the gym, if it's not something that you've done previously or ever in your life, then maybe you have a misunderstanding of what it can actually look like. So again, somebody that's going to be kind to you, not scream at you to push you more, is going to be really helpful as well. Clearly, those are just my ideas and what has worked for me. And again, I didn't have big goals. Other people are going to have different ideas. And if you do have different thoughts, then put them in the comments and let Becca understand and learn and help her be a best personal trainer that she can be for those that live with obesity.